When we go through the history books of motorsport, we can find a number of talented drivers who were never able to win the championships in their respective categories. So that leads us to believe that skill alone is not the only factor needed to be successful as a racing driver, but there must be a number of factors in place to achieve greatness. And sometimes, even the best drivers just can't get the stars to align. One prime example is currently driving for Jaguar TCS Racing. So stick around, because in this video, we're going to discuss the phenomenal career of Mitch Evans, the best driver never to win a Formula E championship. Mitchell Williams Evans is well known in the world of Formula E. Out of his 96 race starts in the series, Evans has been able to collect 10 wins, 25 podiums and 7 pole positions. He finished the 2021-22 Formula E season as the runner-up, and that stands as his best achievement in the all-electric motorsport series. The Kiwi driver began his career as a karting driver, winning several championships in junior level. However, he enjoyed a moderate success in the Formula First series of New Zealand before moving to the Formula Ford series in 2008. In that category, Evans was able to win 7 out of 12 races in the championship, clinching the title on his first attempt. Then he got the opportunity to join the Australian Formula Ford series in 2009 and competed in the Victorian State Championship. This time, his effort was good enough to finish the season as the runner-up. Next, he got a promotion to the Australian Formula 3 series to compete for Team BRM in the final round of the 2009 season. His duty was to assist Joy Foster's championship bid. However, he recorded a win over his teammate in the second race with the new team, becoming the youngest Formula 3 Super Prix winner at the time. Then in 2010, he competed in both the Toyota Racing Series as well as in the Australian Formula 3 Series. In order to compete in the GP3 Series with MW Arden team, which is co-owned by Mark Webber and Christian Horner, Evans decided to move to Europe. And the Kiwi driver was able to become the winner of the series in his second attempt in 2012. And that was good enough to earn him the call to GP2 with the same team. He finished the second race of the 2013 season at 3rd place, standing on the podiums as the youngest driver to do so at 18 years of age. It seemed as though young Evans was on the fast track to wherever he wanted to go. Next, he moved to Russian times in 2014 and stayed there till the end of the 2015 season. He finished those 2 seasons as 4th and 5th respectively, before switching to Campos for his last season in GP2. Evans then got the opportunity to participate in a test drive with the Formula E Jaguar team in 2016 at Donington Park, earning himself a contract for the 2016-17 season, thus starting his Formula E career. However, the Jaguar cars were never in a position to challenge for the title that year. Evans scored 22 points when his teammate scored only 5 points using similar Jaguar machinery. Evans' best finish was a 4th place at Mexico City, and he completed the season as 14th in the overall standings. The Jaguar team finished their debut season in Formula E as 10th place in the team's championship, and we couldn't expect much more from Evans in such a poor situation. For his second season in the all-electric motorsport series, Evans was partnered with Nelson Piquet Jr. In the second race of the season at Hong Kong, Evans was able to bring his team their first ever Formula E podium, and for the rest of the season, he was constantly among the points, even achieving a milestone in his Formula E career by taking his first ever pole position in the 10th round of the season at Zurich. This season was a relatively competitive one for Evans, as his teammate was also performing very well. However, he completed the season as 7th in the championship, ahead of his teammate by 4 points. Next, the Evans-Piquet pair got a promising start to the 2018-19 season, with a double point finish at Adderia. Evans was able to score points in the first 7 races of the season, being the only driver to do so. He appeared to be the title contender until a penultimate lap collision with Lucas Di Grassi at the New York City E-Prix. So he completed the season as 5th in the drivers' standings after a close fight with rivals, scoring 105 points, moving up to 7th position in the team standings. Mitch Evans had new teammates for his 4th season with Jaguar as he continued his point-scoring form. The Jaguar driver was able to win the race in Mexico City with one of the biggest winning margins in the history of Formula E. However, Evans experienced a considerable decline in his overall standings compared to the previous year, as he finished the season as 7th with only 71 points. Evans was the only constant figure in Jaguar driver lineup, as he was partnered with Sam Bird for the 2020-21 season. The New Zealander got a strong start to the season with a podium finish and started to score podium finishes as a habit by recording 5 third-place finishes. Evans was once again in the title fight up until the last race of the season, that is when he experienced a mechanical failure at the start and was then hit by Eduardo Mortara. He ultimately finished the season as 4th in the standings, scoring 90 points thanks in part to his 4 DNFs. If he was lucky to score points in those races as well, the final outcome of the season would have been totally different. The following season he got off to a poor start, scoring only 1 point in the first 3 races. But he made a good comeback with a victory at the first Rome E-Prix. Mitch was then able to record one more victory in the weekend by charging through the field from P9 to P1. Further, he was able to record victories at Jakarta and Seoul, leaving him with an incredible 4 wins on the season. However, even after such a strong season, Evans finished as the runner-up, scoring 180 points. Once again, we saw Evans, deserving of a championship win, come up short. Mitch continued his partnership with Jaguar Racing for the 9th season of Formula E Championship. Gen 3 Jaguar cars appeared to be less competitive compared to the Porsche-powered cars at the beginning. However, the Kiwi was constantly among points since the start. Evans kickstarted his title challenge by recording 2 successive victories at Sao Paulo and Berlin. At the end of the season, there was a clear battle between the Jaguar team and their customer, Envision Racing, with the improvement of the performance of Jaguar power unit. Unfortunately, Mitch Evans missed the opportunity to win the championship once again despite his great driving throughout the season. When analysing his career record, we can identify him as a clear title contender on 4 occasions out of his 7 appearances, but he wasn't lucky enough to be crowned as a world champion on any of those occasions. Some may see this as some kind of waste of talent. It could be said that Jaguar was not powerful enough in his initial stages with the team. Granted, with the time, they did become strong enough to challenge the title. For most of Season 9, the Gen 3 Jaguar cars showed good performance, despite some issues in the early part of the season. So what's holding Mitch back from a title? Changing teams can't be seen as a good option, as Jaguar are now in a position to challenge the title. Maybe he just needs to improve his consistency, as he's not scoring regular victories or podiums despite collecting a good point score at the end of the season. Maybe then he can be crowned as a world champion in the near future. Easier said than done, of course, but we're all pulling for him as it's very clear he has the skill and the car to make it happen. So, what do you think about Mitch Evans' Formula E career? Does he deserve a Formula E title? Well, we'd like to hear from you, so share your thoughts in the comment section down below.